Hello everybody and welcome to the War Room for UFC 245 co-main event, the first of 3 title fights. This one is for the women's bantamweight title between Amanda Nunes and Germaine Randamie. This is a rematch. Now we're going to do this War Room slightly differently because this is a rematch. This was a first round stoppage. I've got the first fight pulled up, which we're going to play in the bottom corner so you can watch as well. There are a couple of interesting things in this fight that have stood out to me. Things that are going to influence this next fight. Things that have influenced training camps for this fight, I would imagine. Fight started, 4:55. So, Amanda Nunes, as she always does, she always starts quite aggressive. She wants to start fast, so she's throwing feints and stuff. She's trying to draw the attack of Randamie, who's got that traditional Thai boxer stance, nice little rhythm with her hands. Got quite a long stance as well, which tells me that she's expecting level changes. She did stand quite narrow when she was a Thai boxer. And she was a lot more aggressive in the first round as well. But this was early in her career, so she was still feeling her way out as an MMA fighter. Throwing inside low kicks. Now Amanda Nunes is throwing heavy outside low kicks. She's missing a lot of them, but her intention's there. And one thing that you can tend to do with Thai boxers is do you remember the scene that I can't remember what Van Damme movie it was? Was it Kickboxer? Or no, it was Bloodsport, where they were trading body kicks. Like that kind of ego trade-off of like trading kicks, you can kind of tease Thai boxers into that sometimes. And what I kind of felt in this fight is that because Amanda Nunes was throwing those kicks with so much intention, Randamie was trying to throw her own low kicks as well. I mean, Nunes just throws a kick. That was 3:48. Throws a kick, and Randamie returns, and that's the biggest mistake she makes in the fight because Nunes catches the kick, runs her into the fence. So now Nunes has got her clinched up against the fence, level changing, and driving her into the fence. Now it's obvious that Randamie knows what she's doing here because she's got a whizzer. She's trying to dig an underhook. She's got good balance. She's staying on her feet. But ultimately, Amanda Nunes is not only strong, but she's got a judo background as well. She's just a problem for anybody in this weight class in the clinch, just with how strong and powerful she is and the knowledge that she's got, which is always improving. And since this fight, something else you've got to think about. So Nunes has just got her down. Randamie again, she's turned into the fence. She knows what to do to get back to her feet. But, this was before we realised how good Amanda Nunes was. This is before she became the greatest female fighter on the planet, which is what she is now. So Nunes is in the leg bind now, which is a position we're seeing a lot. She's worked her way to mount. She's got good shoulder pressure into the fence. You can see Randamie starting to struggle a bit. She's taking some deep breaths. This is another position where this is another circumstance where energy systems come into play. So Amanda Nunes has grappled a lot. She's done judo, she's done jiu-jitsu. Randamie's predominantly been kickboxing her whole life. Now she's been doing jiu-jitsu for these training camps, of course, but the energy systems that you build over years of doing something are very different. And Randamie's got a kickboxer's energy system, which is explosive, fights in bursts, moves away, stays on the feet. Energy systems that function vertically as well as opposed to horizontally where she is now, with somebody else on top of her, which limits her movement. And once Nunes is in mount, she's never able to shift her. She's holding her down. She's using what I like to call maintenance positions, where you're actually not doing anything to progress the fight. You're only doing it to maintain. You're holding on so you don't get hit, you don't get hurt. She's blocking here. She's striking from the bottom. Whenever you see someone striking from mount bottom, it's game over. They don't have any more options because that's the last thing you do mount bottom is strike back. You've got to be escaping. So this just shows kind of how green Randamie was in this fight. And chatting to her recently, she just seems to be far more comfortable as an MMA fighter. I mean, this is just elbows and elbows now. She seems to be far more comfortable as an MMA fighter. She seems to be far more aware of what she's trying to achieve. Sometimes when kickboxers become MMA fighters, they decide they want to learn everything and start subbing people as well. It works the opposite way. When we've got jiu-jitsu guys, wrestlers cross over to MMA, they want to start knocking people out. Sometimes you have to stick to your strong suit, and Randamie's strong suit is definitely striking. And I think what she will have learned from that fight is how to streamline what she does and take less risks against people that can exploit one mistake and never let you out. I mean, that was one kick that she threw, one low kick that got caught, that drove her into the fence, and she never got off the ground after that. The reason I think that's relevant is because if you watch the Countdown show, all the clips of Randamie hitting pads, she's wearing boxing shoes and she's only punching. It would be logical in this fight if she just completely forego the kicking game entirely until, unless she finds herself in a very, very advantageous position where Nunes is exhausted and flat-footed or hurt and there's a good low kick there. I'm not saying she wouldn't absolutely use a kick at all, but certainly in the early going, it's a risk that doesn't need to be taken, not in any way. Nunes reaches for things. She's a very loose fighter. She's got a wide guard, which is good because de Randamie is a sharpshooter of a striker. You saw that in the Aspen Ladd fight. A jab, step back, bang, right hand. Maybe Aspen Ladd could have taken a couple more punches, but she would have taken a couple more punches. Like, she was staring into the distance when she hit the canvas. That was a beautiful right hand, and de Randamie is a killer when it comes to short range punching. I think that's what she's going to be working for Nunes. She's going to be she'll have a low stance, she'll have that nice little march that she had in the last one, but she'll be all about punching. Punches to elbows and knees. Take down the fence, staying off the fence as well, not allowing Nunes to drive her up against the fence, because Nunes is strong. And I think de Randamie will remember that from the previous fight, how strong she is. So for Nunes, if she just comes out and does her, if she comes out and plays the MMA game, gets the fight to the floor, dominates with ground and pound, probably takes de Randamie's back, that's the most likely course of action. If she decides she wants to kickbox with her, she knocked out Cyborg. She didn't need to stand and trade with Cyborg. She doesn't need to stand and trade with de Randamie, but she might. And if she does, then there are windows of opportunity for de Randamie to get into the fight. It's all about how Nunes dictates this fight, and if she dictates it in a grappling range, or she wants to keep it standing. Either way, though, de Randamie is an absolute monster of a striker, and she's very, very dangerous. I just think she's the biggest underdog in all the 3 title fights this weekend, but still a fun one to watch. Enjoy the fights. See you next time.